Welcome, little listeners. In the hot seat at 5'9.5" and weighing a solid 185 pounds, with ginger hair and a love for all things sugar, it's cake, it's cookies, it's pie. Give it up for Mike. And in the cushy chair at 5'3.5", weighing a sad and paltry 98 pounds, soaking wet, she's all bluster and sass. It's Priya. That's all I got.
All right. We are back. Whether it makes you laugh, cry, scream, or fly, there's a song for every emotion. We're Mike and Priya, and we talk about the songs that make up the soundtrack to your life. Because life is in the lyrics.
Yeah.
Well, that was quite the intro.
Well, I figure we had to bring the drama because we've got quite a contentious topic this week. One that I had to really twist your arm to agree to.
Yes, you really did. And we'll get to that in a minute, baby. Oh, baby. Oh,
Ooh, nice foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Okay, but before we get to that, baby, what's been going on since I last saw you, which was fairly recently?
Yes, what has been going on? Hold on a second. Let me think.
Okay.
God.
It's been 3 days, people.
So, last time we got together, we had been out the night before. And
we had.
I believe I had been talking about having had a few too many drinks at that birthday
you
party.
did.
Yes. So last night I was out.
Wait, you talked about having had too many drinks while you were having a drink.
It's true, I
Yes,
did. Yes.
okay. Thank you. Just wanted to clarify that.
Yeah. And then last night I went out with my husband. He's on a swim team, and we all met afterwards. And did I have 4 beers? Yes, I did.
Is that like your magic number?
I think it is.
Okay, yeah.
Did I learn anything from Wednesday night?
It doesn't
No,
sound
I
like it.
didn't.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
But I am not as hungover as I was on Thursday.
That's good.
So there we go. How's that for completely uninteresting information?
You know, it just sounds like what you're doing there is building up tolerance again.
Yeah. Which is not a good thing. I think the other thing is that I exercised yesterday. So
Okay.
I went on a 5K run. Then I went to the gym and I pumped some iron. It felt really good. And I find that sometimes after I've been exercising, my tolerance level for alcohol.
I wonder if there's any scientific fact about that. That it makes sense. Like maybe your body's just burning things faster. So maybe that's what it is.
Processing it. I don't know.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but if that's true, then
Felt
everybody get to
good.
the gym. Everybody get to the gym and then drink your asses off.
Yeah. And totally in character for me after we left our group at the bar. What did we do? We went for a cookie. And then Don this morning tells me that he didn't realize this. I don't know if he was actually accusing me of knowing this and not telling him.
Right.
But he said that when he came home, looked in the mirror, he noticed that he had chocolate all down his face from his cookie.
Mike.
And we had been cycling through the city on the way home.
You let him walk around like that?
I actually didn't. I didn't notice. So there we go. Yeah.
Okay.
So other than that, not much else has happened in the last 3 days.
Okay. Well, okay. So when we were recording last time, we were talking about how much we enjoy being home. We're like real homebodies.
Oh yeah.
And I said, I am making an active effort to get out more, to do more, to see more, to make the most of this thing we called life. I had plans that night after our recording.
Yes, you did.
And I had conveniently made them so that I could meet my friends right here, you know, pretty much like a block from your house. So it would be, you know, just convenient.
Yeah.
And what happened after the recording, Mike?
Well, the temperature changed. It got a little cooler.
It plummeted.
And you were unhappy about that.
I was.
And you also did not want to go out with your friends, and you
No, I
wanted
didn't.
me to come up with an excuse. And what did I say to you as a good friend?
You said, go out, you'll have fun.
I'm sorry, what was that?
You said, go out and you'll have fun.
That's right, I did. And what did you do?
I went out.
No, before you did.
I complained.
Yes, and?
I called my friend.
Yes, you did.
And I asked her to make me an excuse.
And what'd she say?
She said, go out and have fun.
Yeah.
But then she also said at the same time, she texted and said, when are you getting home? Just come home. But I did go out.
And did you have fun?
I did have fun.
There you go.
But
You're
it was
welcome.
very cold. We were all bitching and complaining about the cold.
Oh my God.
It dropped from like 40 degrees with
We're not
Humidex.
talking about weather.
We
Weather
are.
is boring.
And then it dropped down to like 22 with
Boring.
fine. I was also hungry. And you know how I get when I'm hungry.
I know.
And
She is.
she's
happy.
she's not a fun girl to be around. No way.
Every 3 hours, little listeners. Every 3 hours.
But
Have you eaten?
I have. I just came from seeing my my family, and we went for like a breakfast. So I was there by 9:30 this morning.
Okay, great.
Yes. Okay.
All right, so we're not doing any more weather.
No more
more
weather. That was what I did on that night. And then last night I went out. Yesterday I went out because Summerlicious is happening. And I went out with a friend who lives in, Caledon. That's it, which is far. Okay. Now, this friend of mine, listen, I love this girl. I have known her since university. I was a bridesmaid in her wedding. Thank God she's not with that guy anymore because he was an asshole.
Who is this?
My friend Laura, who I don't think you've ever met.
Think I've ever met
You
her.
may have met her once at my Christmas party. But because she lives in Caledon, it's far from Toronto, and she doesn't drive all the way down, so she usually drives till like Sherway Gardens or something and then takes an Uber downtown.
Jeez. Okay.
Yeah, it's pricey. She does not feel comfortable on the subway, which to me, I feel like people who live in the 905, they develop this like complex, like, oh, Toronto's so scary. It's so like dangerous. I can't do anything. Like I can't go on the subway, which is, I mean, everywhere is dangerous now. Anything can happen anywhere.
Not everywhere is dangerous. There are moments when things can be dangerous.
That's what I mean. Like things can happen anywhere and everywhere. But so she didn't want to take the subway, so she's taking an Uber, and I always know she's going to be late. Oops. Mike just is watching my hands as I speak. And
go
he
ahead.
saw it slightly tap the microphone arm, and I could see in his face, he's like, just
No, I wasn't. I'm sitting here smiling. You can
Okay.
even
You're
you
just
can hear me
internalizing.
smiling.
You can hear him smiling. So I always know she's going to be late, right? And usually I will arrive half an hour after our designated meetup time because I know she's going to be late. But we were meeting at the Eaton Center, so I just got there at the right time, and I thought I can just look around. So we were meeting at 5:30. What time do you think she got there?
6:15.
6:37.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. She was stuck on the highway in that Uber. And all I could think was, and she kept saying like, but the traffic is so bad. I'm like, this is not new.
Yeah.
This is not new news.
That's why you need to take it. City Transit.
Yeah, just park at Sherway or
When it
like
works.
wherever and then take one subway and you'd be down here in 20 minutes. And you wouldn't spend $40 probably on that Uber stuck in traffic. Anyway, so we went for Summerlicious last night at this really amazing plant-based high-end restaurant, and we had a great time.
High end. Look at you, Lottie friggin' dog.
But the 3-course meal was only $35. It was very good. Yeah. And then today I had plans. I've been living up to my
You know what your plans are?
to be here.
That's right. Recording.
And we are.
That's right.
And we are. Okay. Well, I see that it is time. Put that reverb back on.
It's time to get on with the main event, little listeners. That's right. It's fight time.
God
That is
help me.
very annoying.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did not realize how annoying my voice is. I mean, I know how annoying it is because I have to listen to it all day,
All the day.
air day. But with the reverb,
Yeah.
it's excruciating.
Mm-hmm.
How
You
do
should
you
try
do
editing this thing.
it? How do you listen to it all the time?
There are times, Priya, let me tell you, where I'm like,
Don't
can
tell me,
I
don't
cut all this out? Can I just cut?
Can you just make it a
Is
one-sided?
she going to stop talking?
Why don't you
ever?
just re-record everything I say in your own voice and
Yeah.
just do an episode like that?
It'll just be, that would be funny to do.
It would be funny.
Okay.
And I'd probably listen to it and think, why do I feel more relaxed listening to this episode? Okay.
No.
Okay. Do you
All right.
want to introduce the topic, Mike?
Yeah, okay, yeah. So the topic today, little listeners, is the review of Justin Bieber's new album, Swag.
I mean, I wouldn't call it so much a review. I don't look at this as a review because, as you said, when we were talking about this the other day, Mike calls me up. He's like, I have nothing to say about this. I'm not a music critic. I don't care. I don't care.
Listen, don't be paraphrasing me. I'm going to try and find the text where you're like, oh, you think, hang on a second.
That's word for word what you said, amongst other things. Amongst other things.
Here we go.
Oh, if we're going to talk about text while you're looking for that.
Don't
while
be
you're looking for
tit
that.
for tatting.
No, while you're looking for that,
Okay.
I will say that you sent me today the best text I have ever received.
What was
from
that?
you. It was a post from,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
from an Instagram handle called How Everything Works.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, peeing in the shower just once a day saves 2,500 liters of water per year per person. It's also considered to be more hygienic than using a toilet, which results in a significant amount of splashback on your clothes, hands, and even face. I assume that's for men, because women are not in a position where they can get pee on their face. Ugh, I don't even want to know. But I feel vindicated.
What episode was that where we talked about that?
I don't remember. I've said so many embarrassing things, and
It's
now I
true.
realize why I'm single.
Yeah.
I pee in the shower.
You don't wash your feet.
I don't wash my feet.
Yeah.
I have to sometimes use the backyard.
That's right.
It's just
yeah.
like
I don't know if you've told that story
my
though, have you?
fingernails are dirty all the time. And I discovered why that is.
Why?
It's because I dye my hair. So if I scratch my head, like even though you wash the dye off, like when you're scratching your hair, the dye is still in your hair.
I'm so glad you figured that out. Our little listeners have been like writing in endlessly.
Like,
has she figured out why her fingernails are so dirty?
Maybe it's because she doesn't know how to shower.
It's true.
God.
All right, going back to Justin Bieber
Right,
and the
right.
album.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, July 12th at 10:17 a.m.
Right.
Hey, just thinking that we should do a review
Okay.
of Bieber's new album.
Okay, yeah.
Since it
Fair,
just
yeah.
dropped last night. So if we do an episode on that, it will be very timely.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, did you say review?
I did
Yes,
say
you
review.
Did. Yeah.
I did. And then in further texts or in our conversation, when you did call me all in a tizzy, like a hissy
I
fit.
did not.
Oh, it was a bit of a hissy fit.
No, I didn't. No, it wasn't.
Oh, really?
No.
I don't care. I don't
No,
care. You said that?
I did not call you in a tizzy.
Uh-huh.
I called very calm. You got me into a tizzy
Oh, well.
with
Okay.
your persistence. And
well,
here
because,
we are.
yes, and here we
Here
are.
we are.
Once again, Priya gets her way. No, I just think sometimes we're not
Yes, don't say no. It's
we're
exactly
not
what's
always
happening.
going to have topics that we completely agree on because that would be boring.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So but I agree. We're not music critics. I don't mean to review this album.
Mm-hmm.
I think what I wanted to do more so was talk about the reemergence of Bieber, because he's been away from music for quite a while. He canceled his tour, and then he's kind of disappeared from the music scene for like 3-4 years, you know? And he's been married since 2018, which I found surprising. I thought it was much later than that. Anyways, so I just thought it would be really interesting to talk about him as an artist and what he's going through, because he may have gone away from the music scene, but he has been all over the socials and even all over our one social. So,
Well, okay. Well, that's very different from the text
okay.
that said, let's review his album because
Yes.
it'd be very timely.
Right.
So in my
Defense.
in my preparation
Okay.
and in my kind of anxiety about
Oh,
the idea of doing a review of an album,
okay.
I downloaded the album,
Yes.
I listened to some songs,
Uh-huh.
and I was like,
Did you only listen to some of the songs on the album? You didn't listen to the whole thing?
I did not listen from start to finish.
Okay.
But I listened to probably more than half the album.
Okay.
And I didn't go in chronological order.
Right, okay.
I went through and picked
Okay.
certain things.
Right.
Because it's a bit of an odd
Yeah.
set of recordings. It's not, there's voice memos.
Yes.
So it's like,
Yes.
it's weird. It's not, it seems
Right.
very experimental in a way. And then I started reading up on, the reviews and all that kind of stuff. And
Not all great.
No, not all
Nope.
great. The diehards seem to love it, and that's great.
Who would you say the diehards are? Like which?
Oh, the Bieber fans, right? Like, I mean, he's got 240
Right.
something million followers or whatever, and they seem. I'm assuming most of those are fans of his. Why would you follow him if you don't?
Okay. I have no idea how it's been performing with his fans, but I am. I was reading a lot of critical reviews, like critics and media reviews, I guess you could say. So, okay, continue your People
music
who
critic
know.
professionals.
People who know music, not just the...
Not two blowhards that sit in a room recording a podcast.
Don't call yourself two blowhards. And I'm here too.
I was actually thinking of you as being the two blowhards. No, that didn't work.
Do you think I didn't know
anyways.
that? Okay. Well, I do know how to blow hard. But bump.
Jesus.
Okay,
Yeah. So yeah, there are some good songs. There's some songs on there that I like. I think, first of all, this is not an album review.
No, it's not.
It's two people that have opinions about
Yes.
something. We're just going to share our opinions about things. Am I a Justin Bieber fan? I do appreciate his talent. I think he's, it's incredible that this guy's 31 years old and he's accomplished what he's accomplished. Right. And do I have lots of Justin Bieber music downloaded? Yes, I do.
Okay.
So I would consider myself a fan.
Okay.
And there's some catchy tunes on this album for sure. Yeah, okay. I enjoyed.
All right. Because it didn't sound like that when you called me.
Yeah, I think what happened was it was the idea of doing an album review.
Right. Okay. That was my bad. I shouldn't have used that term. I'm
sorry. Because
I
don't want to be an album review podcast.
No, we are not. And I know I've mentioned that before, but I should retract that term. And whenever I say album review, just understand that what I mean is let's talk about this album, how it compares just in terms of our appreciation of it compared to the other albums by that artist. So I don't ever mean to
an album review.
An album appreciation conversation. Yeah. How about that?
Okay.
Because I don't think I'm not qualified to. And when I was reading a lot of the reviews, reading real music critics, and we've talked about this before, and the way they talk about an album and its place in contemporary music and its influences, that you can feel the influences of this producer and Michael Jackson and this and that. I'm like, huh? What? Ooh, what? Who? How? Oh yeah, if you say that, it kind of does remind me of Michael Jackson, but I would never have clocked that myself. Music reviewers, they know their shit, and we're just talking shit. So we're not them.
That being said,
yes.
Did the song Daisies,
yes,
did that not remind you of anything?
Da, 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 da. Actually, is that the one?
Yeah.
Tell me, Man in the Mirror?
Jack Johnson?
Jack Johnson. I don't even know who that is.
You don't know who that is?
No,
okay. Hold
that?
on a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I am not familiar with that artist at all, but I completely get the comparison. It really does have a very similar vibe.
Yeah, Daisies and Devotion.
Yes.
I mean, Daisy's much more than Devotion, but the two of those, I was like, this sounds like Jack Johnson to me.
That's interesting because, again, I don't know Jack Johnson, but Devotion to me reminded me a lot of John Mayer.
Oh,
had a very bluesy sort of slow jamming kind of. Yeah, I was like, I feel a lot of different influences on this album, which I think is really interesting. Okay, but let's get into, I don't even know where to start with this. First of all, I think it was quite, he's had quite a ride, right? The last few years, he canceled his tour. He split from Scooter Braun, which I think is an interesting thing because a lot of people have split from Scooter Braun, Ariana Grande, famously Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift wasn't with.
She was never with him, but he was pivotal
nemesis.
in purchasing her. Yeah, he says that they never really were face to face, but he was instrumental in buying her catalog and stuff. But it seems like a lot of very huge artists are distancing themselves from him. And from what it sounds like, Bieber, how do I say this? I think he had a lot of control over them, and they didn't really get to express the kind of music maybe that they wanted to. That's what I find really fascinating about this album. It's very unlike any other Bieber album. It's not so pop. It's not so catchy, so overproduced. It's very, like you said, experimental and kind of like it's him finding his own voice as opposed to being stuck in this is the money-making place where you thrive according to his label, right? So that's kind of what I really appreciated about it. And I also loved the fact that he released this album with no No notice, no promo. And it wasn't like one of those artists who release a surprise album, but they've got all the marketing prepared in the background. All he had was a few billboards here and there, and then it dropped.
I think the billboards were
Well, yeah,
all over.
they were all over, but there was no, like, there's no physical album you can buy. It's just downloads. It's just digital. The music, some of it, like the voice memos, sound like it was just done on his phone. It's just a really experimental artist who has been at the top of his game for 15 years, finally trying to find his own voice. And I really
dig that.
I dig it. I dig it. Yeah.
So your appreciation for it is more around the circumstances and the perceived intention.
It's definitely that starts it. I mean, I love this album. I have to say, I now listen to albums several times over, and I do listen to a full album now, which is just has not been in my experience, and I know I've mentioned that too. But yeah, I listened to it the first time, and I was just like, okay, it's very R&B, first of all, kind of different from his previous music. So I listened to it again, and then the songs that I liked started to kind of drift to the top. I really love Daisies. I like Butterflies. I like All I Can Do. I like Devotion. There's a lot of songs that I really like, and it's just, they've got a real groove to them. I feel like this is an album I can listen to while I'm just at home on my computer or cleaning or something. And it's just a good, groovy vibe.
Yeah.
So yes, I liked it because I liked how it was released and what it kind of what it stands for in terms of him as an artist. I like what he's trying to say on it, which is, I'm a fucking human being too. I make mistakes. I'm trying to grow from it. I'm trying to be a good dad and a good husband. Just give me some space, So I think all of those things made me really respect the album, but I also really like it.
Okay. But I don't disagree with anything that you've said. No. We've touched on this in other episodes, this tension with celebrity life. So I'll tell you what I think about Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
Nobody cares, but I'm going to tell you what I think.
People care.
So when he was younger, and I also felt the same way about Britney Spears when they were younger and they were going through all these, public crises and their behavior was erratic and all the rest of it. I can remember thinking, it's interesting. Here we have, these people that have all the resources at their disposal, or what I think, right, is like, we're led to believe that celebrity is this incredible existence where you can do anything and say anything, and and you have tons of money,
right, and
people
at your
around you, right? You got your managers and your personal assistants, blah blah blah. And I can remember thinking all this, empathy for Britney Spears when she had her mental health breakdown. And I remember thinking, it's terrible that she's having a mental health breakdown and it's public. But I don't feel bad for her in the same way, because she has teams of people around her and access to resources that could help her situation.
Okay.
Not that it's her fault, but, obviously, people that are around her are not looking out for her best interest, right? And so I was thinking, I had the same kind of thinking with Justin Bieber. It's like, yeah, he's just this little kid and he's doing stupid shit, right? Like he's in the media all the time and, peeing in the mop bucket at Indonesia or wherever the country it was, whatever.
Yeah.
Doing stupid stuff, right? And that he, again, was somebody surrounded by people that, are not, doesn't seem like they're really looking out for his best interest.
Right.
Or perhaps they were trying to stop, but, as a independent human being, he was just making some bad choices.
Yeah.
And fair enough. But I find all that a bit tiresome. And I get annoyed at people that have the resources that, there's all this energy and attention put their way. It's like, oh, poor this and poor that. Like, they're actually not poor. They're very rich financially, and they have a lot more resource, and they it could be totally different.
Yes.
So
Okay.
and I know that's my own kind of hang up about them, right?
Yeah.
That being said, the other part of me is, and this is like the proud Canadian in me, I really do think Justin Bieber at heart, his fabric of who he is as an individual is this, he's a Canadian. He's got this incredible talent, but I like to think, it's not that I like to think it, but I think he's conflicted living in this superficial American world,
Yep.
pretending to be something that is expected of him.
Right.
And he started out so young, he never actually got to figure out who he is naturally. Not that I figured out who I am at 56, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I wonder if there had been another way for him to maximize the talent without the, existence that he went through.
Yes.
Right?
I know. Okay, first, when you're talking about him and comparing him to Britney Spears, it was interesting. I was listening to a Billboard music podcast because they were talking about this album. And they brought up that comparison. They were like, now that Bieber has kind of had the freedom to record something that is his own voice and release it in his own way without any other hands kind of diluting what he wanted to put out there. Maybe Britney can find her road to that type of thing. Like maybe she can come back to music that way. I don't know if she even has any interest in coming back to music, but I just thought it was interesting that you mentioned that. Now, when you're talking about him being a Canadian, actually, like I thought it was everything that you just said was, there were thoughts that I've had too. But when you say that like these people have everything, I think that's true. Obviously, they have all the money in the world. They have all the support network around them. Like they have assistants, they have chefs, they have drivers, they have everything, right? They don't need to do anything for themselves, which I don't think is good for your own development as a human being. But also, what do you do when that whole system around you is not built to protect you? It's built to protect the machine, you as a money-making machine.
Right.
And also the pressure that must put on you if you do feel like I need some time for myself, but you are responsible for all these people's livelihood.
Yeah.
So when he canceled that Justice tour, that was a huge, like he lost like hundreds of millions of dollars on that he had to pay out to Scooter Braun. Probably part of the reason why he split from him. But just think of making that decision. And Shawn Mendes had to do it too. Our two little sensitive Canadian boys, but to walk away from a tour and all the money that you have to pay out for that, but the courage it must take, and also the desperation you must be at, the level to say, I cannot do this. I know I'm going to be probably way in the hole financially, but I need to look after my own mental health. I think that is just something that we don't give artists of that. Like we feel like they belong to us. And so I really admire that they had the strength to do that within that framework of a machine that doesn't care about their mental health. And we have talked about doing episodes on artists and mental health. And, sometimes we've scrapped those because they could get too depressing. But also we've talked about it. We've touched upon it in several episodes. But if you go back to the vault. But I just think like it must be so hard to grow up as a kid. Like he started when he was 13 to feel, what is that term when you're constantly kept as a child?
Oh, infantilizing?
Yeah. So it's got to be a really, really tough life. And final thought, I was listening to the Smart List podcast, and they were interviewing Nicholas Hoult. And Sean Hayes was saying about Nicholas Holt's career choices. He said, some actors chase the fame and you chase the work. And I feel like with Justin, he wanted to chase the work or the craft, but he got stuck in chasing the fame because he was so good at what he did.
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows where the line of self-direction or autonomy starts and stops, when you're surrounded, when you have a team of people and all that kind of stuff. And, who knows what who knows what advice he was given or what kind of coaching he received. And, there's all that Sean Diddy stuff that started coming out. And like, who knows? We're left, I think, as public consumers to basically try and put some pieces together. And in a world where, conspiracy and sensationalization is so powerful, right? I mean, clickbait, all that kind of stuff. I would think that we've created these scenarios in our head. I mean, I sure have. I've got this idea that he's just this down home boy, that truly at heart he's just a little down, like not little, but like he's just a down home normal guy,
right,
who's trying to grapple with the tension between being this LA prodigal musical genius superstar kind of kid or guy, and a normal guy from Canada who came from a small town. And, he's constantly vacillating. And so anyways, I know I've created that whole thing in my head.
I don't know if you've created in your head. I think I feel like you can discover what an artist is like, maybe based on their lyrics and based on things that they say. And I would say, like, looking at a lot of his lyrics on this album and on some previous ones, like the song Monster with Shawn Mendes, I think you do see that is what he's trying to be.
Yeah, sure. If we're gonna take the song as autobiographical and face value, I think I agree with you in your what you said about this album being with the voice notes and seems like it's a little more authentic to him. And it does seem like with some of the reviews anyways, some of the reviews were saying something similar to that. But even then I found the tone of the reviews, and maybe, it's my misunderstanding or whatever about what reviewers are supposed to be, what their job is. But I found, some of the criticisms to be a little harsh, and I was like, okay, well, what are you comparing it to? Like, when you're making these comments about the weakness of the lyrics, or, how it seems erratic, some of the articles were saying it's chaotic, but maybe that was the point. Like, maybe he wasn't trying to put out a, kind of class, like the American pop, super polished,
like
flawless, kind of album. So if the way to flip it would be to say, oh, okay, well, this album is a 5 out of 5 for chaotic,
good point,
presentation. I don't know.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the end of your
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, so I read a lot of reviews about this, and I thought it was interesting that Scooter Braun says this is without a doubt the most authentically Justin Bieber album to date. So I guess even he acknowledges that, the music that Bieber was releasing under his kind of guidance was not authentically what Bieber wanted to release. So, but the LA Times called it messy yet beautiful. The Guardian said it's all very considered, cleverly nostalgic, and subtly satisfying. There's not a craven chart smash in earshot.
I would disagree with that one too.
I would disagree with that too. After listening to it a few times, and after reading some other artists, like if you read Kehlani, who I'm not familiar with a lot of her music, but she's quite an artist in her own right. She wrote a very lengthy review how she says, mark my words, like this will become one of his best albums. There's been some interesting feedback from celebrities. The New York Times says it's an album of spacey, sometimes slithery soul music, some of it highly digitally manipulated, some of it refreshingly acoustic, that feels like a reversion to Bieber's core passions refracted through the lens of a performer who has seen too much. And then I found the New Yorker article. I don't know if you read that, but I thought that was just a really in-depth look at it. Rolling Stone had a very interesting look at track-by-track breakdown. Billboard had a really interesting take on it too. And the New York Times too. The New York Times review was, I mean, only said a snippet, but some of those people who looked at it with a little more depth than I think like everybody wants to get the review out right away, right? It's like, it came out today, we got to get a review out. And so I agree that some of the reviews that you mentioned, like they were kind of harsh in a way. It's like, oh, this is messy. The lyrics it's lyrically uninteresting. So is he not allowed to grow or to try something new? Part of what has been his key to success is he is fluid between genres. Like, it's very interesting how people feel like they want him to fit their mold. But I guess they feel like that with most artists.
What do you think he thinks about the reviews?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm sure he will maybe say something on his Instagram because he's pretty vocal on his social media about where he's at and what he's feeling and like posting.
Do you follow him on Instagram?
I don't follow him. I follow Haley for some reason. I don't follow Justin. But everybody's seen some of the viral videos that come out, right? Of him standing on business and all of that. And I remember seeing that and watching it and thinking, yeah, he's telling you guys like, I'm at the beach. You guys are surrounding my car. Like, leave me alone. I can't imagine what it must be like to not be able to have any semblance of normalcy. Sorry.
It's just odd, because these musicians, these pop culture, whether you're a musician or an actor, doesn't really matter. Like if you're creating art at that kind of level, and your relevancy or your
currency, kind of
your
like
currency,
value?
your value, your like I just think they've these trappings of celebrity. It's almost like there's a carrot that's being dangled in front of you, and you're constantly trying to reach the carrot.
Right.
While you're doing that, you're building up this life of lots of things that cost money. And for you to be able to afford this lifestyle, you need to be a marketable, consumable
commodity.
Product, a commodity.
Yes. Yeah.
And so you start to, I could see how perhaps maybe for someone like him, who's this prodigy, he's lost sight of what, or for maybe a period, he lost sight of what was really the kind of gasoline to his engine, which was creating music. And that, that misplaced fuel got replaced by, being treated like a celebrity. Oh, you're so important. And magazines and this and that and the other. And I've said this before, like, I do think that that's part of his whole covering his body up with tattoos is this kind of creating this shield of protection. Right?
I think his clothing too, like very baggy.
Yeah, he's not just like this pretty boy. There's more to him, but he's going to hide that behind his tattoos.
Yeah.
So I just think the trappings of celebrity and how you've got to maintain this relevance, even though it might compromise your capacity to support yourself in the lifestyle that you've built.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It's interesting. So here's some of his lyrics from his verse of the song Monster. I was 15 when the world put me on a pedestal. I had big dreams of doing shows and making memories. Made some bad moves trying to act cool, upset by their jealousy. Lifting me up, and tearing me down. I'll take responsibility for everything I've done, holding it against me like you're the Holy One. I think that kind of does, like that song, when you listen to that song of both of them, do you know the song? Yeah. Did you see it when they performed it on MTV Awards or something? It was really cool performance. But I think he's trying to, like, that is a very autobiographical verse about how, he did make some bad moves. Like, he had this dream of being a musician and an artist and probably famous. Like, when you're 13, who doesn't want to be famous and put on a pedestal? But once you're on that pedestal, there's nowhere to go but down.
Yeah.
People love to see you fall. And on this album, I don't know if you heard any of the voice notes, but there are some where he says, like, everybody's always asking me, like, are you okay? Are you okay?
Yeah.
He's like, I mean, I'm just trying to be a human. I'm just trying to, like, going through the same struggles. But when people keep asking me that, it's like, I feel like you guys are perfect and I'm the only one who's suffering or struggling. And I feel like that's got to be hard too. Like, he's every little breakdown or whatever you want to call it that he might have, is front page news for everything.
Yeah.
And he's trying so hard to live a balanced life, but this whole celebrity thing is like fighting against that. They don't like celebrity does not want to let him have any room to heal or be a normal human being, right? It's got to be so hard. What I think is interesting about that is that he is extremely supportive of other artists, and like he's famously said about Billie Eilish. He said, "I just want to protect her. I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody." So I have often heard people who've collaborated with him when they're doing interviews, like they talk about how much gratitude he has for where he's at and how he tells them, like, just be grateful. I know it's hard. I know there's a lot of eyes on you and you're tired of doing all the interviews and stuff, but remember that this is what you wanted and now you have it, so be grateful. And he's just got a lot of empathy and humility, it sounds like. Not from what I've heard him say, but from what I've read all these other artists, because that's what I looked into as like, what did the Kid Laroi say about him? What did Shawn Mendes say about him? What did, SZA or all these other people he's collabed with? And they all have nothing but praise for what he's like as a human being, which I think is kind of sad that he is such a giving human being and he doesn't get to really just like have any peace.
Yeah, yeah, but maybe he does. It's just that the we're only aware of the viral video of him getting upset. Like maybe in that week he was able to go out 10 times and only 3 of those times he got followed by paparazzi and it got recorded and it went viral.
Yeah.
Like we don't know. I'm just saying that it is the world that they've signed up for it, and I do empathize with the hounding, but again, social media is not I take it with a grain of salt because it's
garbage.
Yeah, and when they want to do these viral videos and they go around, it just ends up creating more of an issue that maybe it may not be. Not to say that he doesn't get upset when people follow him around, so I don't mean that. So, going back to the idea of, I was talking about, Britney Spears and Justin Bieber, and, I wasn't that empathetic, I guess, maybe about because I felt like they had all these resources and everything. And you had just mentioned something about them having all these decisions made or things done for them, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It reminds me of this, of that kind of age-old question, right? Like, what would you do if you had all the money in the world?
Yeah.
Or what would you do if you didn't have to worry about money, right? And as somebody who came from a pretty poor upbringing, I think one of the drivers for a lot of people that have come up with a similar experience to me is you're motivated to achieve. You're willing perhaps to compromise differently, or you just approach life differently when it means, okay, well, I've got to, I'm striving to reach the bar, right? And I think perhaps one of the problems with these kinds of celebrities that are in these situations is they do feel perhaps adrift and unsure about their purpose when they're basically treated like a commodity and not a human.
Right.
And they're not necessarily, they're around a bunch of yes people.
Yeah, exactly.
Nobody's really challenging them to, tell them they're wrong because they're all getting paid by you. So yeah, it did make me think a little bit like that, about that kind of concept as well. It's like, this album strikes me a bit of an exploration of that. Does it? I don't know.
I think
I'm tying them together. I'm tying these things together.
I mean, I have listened to the lyrics of every song, and I would agree with what you're saying. Like, I really do think he's trying to examine kind of his place in stardom, what it means, and then just trying to find himself within that and trying to be himself in that. Have you heard his song "Lonely"? I'm so
Oh, yeah.
Like that video is really sweet. It's like it has Jacob Tremblay, who's a Canadian actor. Yay, Jacob Tremblay, who's so grown up now. But it's a really, really sad video about like Jacob Tremblay plays basically Justin Bieber as the little kid kind of growing up. And he's like, everybody knows my name now, but something about it still feels strange. Like looking in a mirror, trying to steady yourself and see in somebody else. Like, I think some of his songs are so autobiographical about the moment he's in and about the struggle of being like a celebrity. Because keeping in mind that when he was discovered at 13, which was now 19 years ago, YouTube was in its infancy. Nobody knew, first of all, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, none of that was around. Maybe Instagram? I don't think so.
No.
But YouTube was just starting out and nobody knew what it would become or how it could launch an artist. And he only, like his mom put on a video of him singing because they were at a birthday party and he was playing piano or something and some of their family couldn't be there. So they put it on YouTube so that other family members could see it and it just kind of went viral, right? But even if he did want to be a superstar at that time, superstars back then, completely different from what superstars now are like, right? Because of social media.
Yeah.
Because of just the ability to be constantly in your face and in your life. So I think I'm just kind of in a weird way very proud of him. Like with this album, there's been lots of jibber jabber about how he's bankrupt and how he has to have his wife bail him out from the Scooter Braun buyout and all this bullshit. And she's kind of clapped back at that and said, my money's separate. I have nothing to do with that. And I just, I just think it's like,
Why would I love that though? It's like, okay, well, even if it was true, they're a married couple, and like when you're in a relationship,
why is that a bad thing?
Don't you support one another?
Right?
Like, I don't know. It's
I love
weird.
I love his song "Go Baby Go" because it's very much of a sort of like a cheerleader song for his wife, and I think a lot of the songs on this album really do say, as one of the CBC music critics was saying, and they said, you listen to the album and he's like, I actually do love my wife, guys. Like, I love my kid. We're going to get through this. I haven't been doing so well, but you know what? I'm okay. And I think music can really serve as a supplemental element to what's going on in somebody's life. So you listen to Swag and you're like, okay, I'm getting the full picture of Justin Bieber, not just what I see on social media. I kind of think that's what this album kind of says. It's like he's acknowledging all the trash he's been through and moments he's had on social media, but he's like, I'm not okay, but I'm getting there. I'm trying.
What do you think the consumers and the hounders, the paparazzi, the media, how do you think they would respond if they did push a celebrity over the edge and let's say they committed suicide or ended their life?
I don't think they would care.
You don't think it would?
I don't think. You think that I don't think as a paparazzi, and there was a movie I just watched about this, like a fictional movie. No, I think that if they drove somebody to suicide, I don't think it would change. I don't think a single paparazzi would be like, oh, I'm going to stop doing what I do now.
But what about the music industry? What about these industries?
I don't think so.
No, you don't think it'll make a difference? I don't think
they care. No, because it's for them. It's money, and that's all it is.
Yeah,
they're not going to change a recipe that works for them.
Yeah, just making money.
Yeah.
All right, I had this other thought, and then we should probably
wrap it up.
Yeah. Have you looked at his social media? Have you ever been on his Instagram?
Oh, no, I haven't really.
There's a lot of, I think, pot smoking.
Yes.
Videos, photos, that sort of thing. So it seems like he's, he enjoys the pleasures of marijuana. Yes. How do you think that has affected him, and how do you think that may have influenced this album?
Okay. First of all, I think if artists are using marijuana as their main kind of or only kind of drug, probably a good thing compared to all the other stuff that is out there. Because look at how, I cannot believe how prevalent it is just in society, generally speaking. Like everybody uses it for their anxiety and all, so I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's probably helped him to get to a place where he can say, I'm releasing this album on my own, and this is what I want to do. But there are some of the voice memos in there where he kind of addresses that too. There's one where the guy's saying, hey, you want some of this black, whatever kind of weed? And he's like, no, man, I'm okay. So I think that's in his way just a cheeky little acknowledgement of the fact that, yeah, I'm aware, you guys are aware that I smoke a lot of grass. Whatever. I don't have a problem with that. If he was doing hard drugs like cocaine and heroin and, I don't know, fentanyl stuff, that I think that would be problematic. But weed, I think people use a lot to just calm themselves and slow things down and calm themselves. Why? What is your thoughts on that?
No, I wondered. I mean, I don't know much about his substance consumption or anything like that, other than what I, just saw on his Instagram when I was preparing for this episode. And I thought, what state were you in when the decisions were made around what went on to this album? Right. And I wonder if, being high or under the influence influenced some of the decision making.
First of all,
and creativity.
I'm going to just say, I assume he's probably smoking most of the time. I know a lot of people who are baseline smokers. Like they need to smoke as a baseline. And
so they're always high in a way?
They're not always high. I think that some of them, like, he has some condition, Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, a rare neurological order that causes facial paralysis and can lead to hearing loss. So it's a result of shingles or something. Okay. But I imagine that probably the weed helps with some of that too, maybe. But I know a lot of people who are ADHD who use weed to just bring them down to a normal quote unquote functioning level.
I know somebody who might be like that too.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah. I was thinking about this. I've been thinking about this for the last couple of weeks.
You think I'm ADHD?
I think you might be. I think you might have a bit of ADHD.
Oh, dude, you don't know people who actually have ADHD then.
No. I'm not even a mental health professional. So I'm not saying at all that I have any kind of, training to diagnose that. But I do wonder, I started to wonder that. I'm like, I wonder if you might you might have a bit of ADHD. And
you don't think I can focus?
No, I don't. I don't think that you can't focus. I think that one of the reasons why your life is full of so many things happening, like you're very immediate the way you're quick to answer a question. Like I've noticed that, when we interact, like you have very immediate and instant responses to things. And I don't think I noticed that when we were younger as much. And so I've just been thinking about that more. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if that might be.
I mean, I wonder. I know a lot of people who have ADHD and then some people who self-diagnose themselves with ADHD. But the people that I know who have it have a very hard time focusing on anything for more than 5 seconds. And
have you seen yourself trying to listen to me?
Oh, but you're so boring. But you take forever to get a statement out. No, listen, maybe I am a little bit, but in my experience with people who are like that, they talk very, very fast and very, very randomly. Maybe you're saying that's me. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to listen to
I'm kidding.
No, maybe you are, and I have to listen to some of these recordings over again, but I know it's exhausting being around those people because their energy levels also are just like this guy, my business partner. He's gifted, first of all, intellectually, and he has ADHD. So that combination is brutal because I think the gifted part makes other people maybe boring to him. So he just can only keep talking, blah, 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 blah.
Are you dating my husband?
I'm not dating, first of all, but you think?
Dawn definitely has ADD.
Okay.
Yeah. And maybe that's the difference, ADD versus ADHD.
Attention deficit disorder and attention hypertensive or whatever disorder. Yeah, I don't even know how we started on this conversation.
You're talking about the drug use, Bieber's drug.
You're asking about...
I think we should also like probably cut
Yes.
all that out because I'm not. I didn't mean to like
I don't care.
bring up my opinion of
I
what I've been thinking.
I don't
about
have a problem with that. I think it's interesting, and now I'll have to maybe take an ADHD test, maybe. But I mean, I know people. I have friends who are like that, and I don't think I am similar to them in terms of how they are. I have a lot of energy, I know, but my energy is more in I like to do a lot of things, and it's not necessarily in just I need to railroad over what anybody else is saying because I don't think anybody else has anything interesting to say. I hope I'm not like that.
I have.
Okay.
Of the 41
All right.
recordings, I'm sure 38 of
All
them you
right.
have said
Okay.
in those episodes that I don't have anything interesting to say or something to that effect.
Anyways,
Just
I think
saying.
it's time to wrap this up.
All right.
Okay.
So just to go back, do you think if he is smoking grass or pot, you do think that has influenced the album?
I think it's been able to relax him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think finding the partner that he has found in Haley has been really good for him, and finding his faith, because that is also evident on this album.
Yeah.
You know, that last song doesn't even have Bieber on it.
Yeah.
Which is, I think, a very interesting thing for an artist of his caliber to include on his album, something that he's not really a part of. So, yeah, I think that those three things kind of have saved him a little bit from maybe going down a worse path. We see a lot of him, like a lot of crazy experiences he's going through, but I think it could have been a lot worse.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So overall, what's your rating out of 10?
Oh, I don't know if I need to rate it because, again, we're not critics, but I will say this is probably some of my favorite music from Bieber. I really like this album a lot.
Really?
Yes, really like this album
like
a
it.
lot.
Yeah.
I do. How about you? Where would you say it falls in terms of your appreciation of his music?
We'll see.
Okay.
There are some songs that I like. It's for the kind of what I'm used to listening to, like a start to finish kind of album.
Right.
It's a bit
It's a different
random.
experience, yes.
Yeah. So, but there are definitely songs that I could see on playlists. So yeah, I would say probably a 7, 8 out of 10.
I'm really impressed with that because based on what you said the other day, I would have thought you'd think of it more like a 3 or 4.
No.
Okay.
No. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very R&B and I think it's pretty groovy.
All right, little listeners. Well, thanks for tuning in. And if you have anything to say about this episode, please send us an email at lifeisinthelyrics@gmail.com. Or what could they do, Priya?
You can just slide into our DMs at, oh God, I always mess this up. Mike?
The Little Podcast. That's the LIITL podcast on Instagram.
Correctamundo.
All right. Till next week.
Who won the match?
Ladies and gentlemen, we declare this match a draw!